Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to AVP Underworld episode 6. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm joined, of course, by Mr. H Reviews.
What's up, guys? How's it all going?
Yeah, and we also have Michael, aka Failwell34.
What's going on, guys? Glad to be here again on AVP Underworld.
How many episodes have you been on? This is like your third one, I think, right?
Exactly, 50%.
I believe this is my third one.
Again.
I've been here for half the episodes.
Half the podcast. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope.
For people who don't know like what you do on your channel, you want to let people know like what you going on Failwell?
Yeah, you guys can check me out on my channel. I pretty much do some TV show reactions, movie reviews, some unboxings, and some other videos occasionally. So you guys can check me out if you like.
Okay, and then you're on Hybrid Network too. On obviously doing
yes,
Marvelite and hybrid movies.
I'm also on the Hybrid Network. Yep.
All right. So, how is everyone doing today on this illustrious daytime?
Well, it's 10 o'clock at night here.
What have you been up to, Mr. H? You've been making videos and stuff, and
Yeah, so all day today I've been making videos, and then I'm going to be making videos all day tomorrow as well. I'm just trying to get ahead of everything, really. So I spent 2 days stuffing my face because it was Easter. So happy Easter to everyone as well. Obviously, this is going to come out a little bit, away from Easter, but it was Easter, so yeah, just been stuffing my face, really. What about you, Nick and Fail? What have you guys been up to?
Easter eggs, eating Easter eggs all day. Yeah,
I've been finding xenomorph eggs everywhere. It's been really bad.
Yeah, the ovomorphs with the little face huggers in them.
Num 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 num.
So, Mr. H, you brought up a good point though. How it is difficult to make videos like this. Like, we have to make all our videos ahead of time, so we're not just, uploading on the day to get stuff done like that. It's pretty intensive stuff.
Yeah, and, I guess so. I don't think people... I'm not sure if people have, like, a concept of it, but, I work full-time. You do this and kind of, manage a little bit of stuff on the Hybrid Network on a whole as well, so... And you, Mr. Fail, you're at school full-time, aren't you? So... It's pretty hectic to do all of this.
People just demand videos. I want you to do a video on this. It's like, all right. I can't just magically. That just can't happen right away.
They just expect you to be on your computer making videos 24/7.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Also, Mr. H too. You started branching out to new franchises and stuff. You want to tell people what you're doing there?
Yeah, I did actually. This is probably as good a time as any. I did an announcement video, but to date, it hasn't actually received that many views, and I know this podcast gets an awful lot of views. So those that come to my channel just for the Alien and Predator content, I did an announcement video just saying that I was going to be branching out. The channel that I started was actually an anything and everything channel. So, as much as I love the Alien and Predator franchises, and I've been covering them as a mainstay, I've been wanting to branch out again for a little while, so I've begun doing that. But as I said in my video, and I'll say it to you all now, is just to reassure you all that the Alien and Predator content will continue. It'll always be a mainstay, and obviously the love for those franchises as a whole will. That's never going to go. I'm like a diehard fanboy, but I am branching out, and I hope you guys persevere and enjoy some of the varied content that I will be bringing you guys.
Yeah, and definitely. With that said, too, I wanted to mention, last episode we mentioned that there's a Kickstarter called Hideous Plastic. So if you guys can go support that, too, I'll leave a link down in the description box yet again this time. And, you can check it out. It's going to be basically a pretty comprehensive book kind of investigating the mystery and production behind the 1979 Kenner Alien action figure. So pretty cool book. Definitely support it if you're a fan of Alien and stuff like that. So with that said, though, let's get into the first segment of the podcast where we talk about our news that we have for the week. So Alien Covenant has all kinds of news recently, just dropping all this crazy marketing stuff because we're about a month away from the release date now. So they got to get that hype engine going. So the next piece of news we have here is regarding Alien Covenant in Empire magazine for their June 2017 issue. It hasn't been released officially, but people have gotten the subscriber physical copy of it and taken photos of the pages. And there's a lot of spoilery stuff here. Mr. H, what was your reaction to seeing some of the new stuff we got here?
Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. We were just speaking off podcast about how There's likely to be a trailer dropped soon, more than likely going to be around Alien Day. I mean, all of the images that were released, if, you know, I'm just being vague because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but all of the images that were released are essentially everything that was echoed in the, or shown at CinemaCon. So it's exactly the same. It's just stills from that. And the reports coming out from CinemaCon were that it was a trailer. So now that they're coming out with the images, it just leads one to believe that they're going to release that as the final trailer, more than likely on Alien Day, as that's going to be about 20, just under a month away from the actual film's release. So I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. The images are spectacular, mind-boggling, confirms a lot of speculation and theories that I had as well, and and that yourself had, Nick. I thought it was great, really, really good. Yeah, really, really good.
There is a shot of the engineers in this movie, and a lot of people are
just bloody spoiling it for everyone. Look.
Yeah, come on, they're diehards that watch this, so they gotta know.
True.
But what do you think about that? Because people are so upset. They're like, those aren't engineers. They're something else. Like, what do you? I don't know.
What do I think? Well, in my video, I try to be as unbiased as possible, and I just called them engineer-like humanoids, which another YouTuber coined that bloody phrase further down the line. But yeah, having thought about it a little bit more, I am of the belief that they are actually engineers. If you refer yourself back to the deleted scene of the opening of Prometheus, they're wearing the same clothes. The elder engineers are not albino white. They're clearly not jacked because they're old. And there are clear differences between the sacrificial engineer and the elder engineers. So I think they're engineers. I think the passage of time can't be denied. Maybe they're just long lived and I don't know, just changed really over a period of time. I guess not evolved or devolved, but you know what I mean.
I was saying in my videos that they're like the peasants or something. They're like the common people of the engineer. They're like the lobies or something.
Lower class engineers.
Well, yeah, that's quite possible. You can't deny. If you look at the image, there's a massive engineer structure coming out from, hovering in the courtyard, and in the middle of that courtyard, there's a hole that opens up exactly the same as the stations opened up in Prometheus. It's exactly the same technology. It's the same stylistic choice. It's the same aesthetic. If they're not engineers, I'll be bloody surprised. Whether they're actually engineers or whether they are related to the engineers is obviously a different thing entirely, but I think they are very much intertwined with the engineers, to a high level, if that makes sense.
Okay. Michael, what do you think about the whole images that we got in the engineer theory?
I think you guys are pretty spot on. And just to note, there's a little some text on the side of the photo, and it actually calls them engineers, so I don't know if that's confirms anything or not. I think the homeworld, actually, the design of it looks really cool. I think it shows off a lot of new stuff, like Mr. H was saying, the hovering, like spacecraft, and some of the other photos too, with like Ridley Scott with this
Ridley Squall,
squatting.
With the rest of the cast. I think that looks great. Just gets me more excited for the film, and I can't wait for them to release the actual HD photos.
Yeah, I also really like the shot of the neomorph too. The neomorph
so
and the chest burster, the new one.
That is a badass shot. I've actually had a thought about that neomorph shot. I think that might be, because obviously that's a full-grown neomorph. I think that might intertwine with what we saw in the trailer, the neomorph lunging at that woman. I couldn't quite remember what clothing she was wearing, but I think it might be her. Just as a quick side note.
I think so. Yeah, it looks like it's inside some dark tunnel or some shit. I don't know. But
also, I really like the photo of Daniels and McBride.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw that up on the screen. That'll be in the whole video. Just that one image.
Oh, brilliant.
That gun, man.
Those guns.
Yeah, she's got pythons. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What about the Bambi burster? The little chest burster. It's not exactly the original chest burster from like the first two movies. It looks more like the Alien 3 one.
Well, a lot of people actually said that we've never seen the stage between Chestburster and full-grown Xenomorph, and this might be that, which I think is great if that is the case. Because in my video of those images, I just said it looks like like a baby, much like what you said, a Bambi burster, like what we saw in Alien 3. But I hadn't actually quite thought that it might be the between stages of a Chestburster and a Xenomorph. So that would be interesting if it is. I think it's great. And another thing that was pointed out recently, which I came across, is in all of the images of late, the teeth of the full-grown Xenomorph are very human-like. But if you look at the teeth of the that Bambi burster, as you put it, they're extremely sharp and extremely jagged. Very different, actually, to what we see of the full-grown Xenomorph, which is another interesting difference there.
Interesting. I don't think I saw that exactly. I didn't really look
it's
close.
got very spiky features, even on its spine with it, what it looks like.
Okay. I don't know. I think it's probably just the same alien, but
no, I think it's the same alien. It's just interesting that there are some changes there.
Yeah, even if you look at the teeth compared to the fully grown Xeno in this movie to the original aliens, those aliens had like a sharper canine teeth or something, and these ones have just kind of nubs, stubby teeth. So
those nub teeth,
human-like teeth. Yeah, it's weird, but
brilliant.
The next piece of news we have here is actually Alien Covenant again. It's kind of like a behind-the-scenes featurette that not a lot of people saw, because I think it went up on, how was it, like the Fox website or something, and then like it just basically got deleted right away.
I think it was on Fox Spain or something like that.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Something weird.
Gosh darn it, Fox Spain.
And then AVP Galaxy was lucky enough to actually record it. Unfortunately, it's kind of in a low quality, like in terms of the audio, and I think the picture is a bit slowed or something. But did you guys get a chance to watch the little featurette thing?
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I have seen it. I didn't think there was actually all that much to really break down from it, though. Hence why I didn't do a video on that. But yeah, I mean, I saw it. It was quite good. Nothing too much to say on it, really. We see the Juggernaut coming out of like some kind of hyperspace.
Star Wars hyperspace, yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty cool, and there are some throwbacks to other films, but yeah, I thought all in all pretty good.
Yeah, the thing I liked about it was being able to finally see a little bit of the prologue scene with David and Wayland. That was cool.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I was gonna say that's probably like the biggest standout for me from that.
You like that shot of Wayland talking to David?
Anything with Guy Pearce, anything with a little bit more Guy Pearce is
I'm so upset that they didn't use him in Prometheus. They took out that one scene.
Such a good actor, Guy Pearce, so good.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they're just gonna actually use the young Wayland thing, because that was the idea that was cut out of Prometheus, that David would go into his dreams and see a younger Wayland and talk to him or whatever, but for some reason they cut that out and then just put Guy Pearce in 100-year-old man makeup because that makes sense. I don't know. What were they smoking on Prometheus? That black goo, whatever?
They're smoking on that black goo.
Just puffing away.
I guess so. I don't know.
puffing away.
Any other final thoughts on this little behind-the-scenes featurette before we get into the main topic here?
No other thoughts, but I did actually want to bring something else just quickly to the table in terms of the news. Okay. As it was a question to me quite a lot, especially on Twitter, was a whole bunch of people had noticed that the Odeon, the IMAX trailer for Alien Covenant showed the derelict at the end, just in like a little bit of a distorted kind of image, and they were saying, it's definitely confirmed, this is now LV-426, la la la, blah blah blah. No, it's not. One thing you gotta all remember, guys, before you all lose your minds on this, is that it's Alien Day is approaching, so they're combining Alien Covenant with Alien Day. Alien Day is all about LV-426, so that's why the derelict was there. That's the only reason. And also, people losing their mind over those bloody X-ray images. I don't know if we spoke about this last time.
But yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about that.
And people were saying, it's confirmed that Daniels and everyone and every single one of the crew has an alien in them. No, they don't. Again, it's just marketing, guys. It's ramping up for Alien Day and ramping up for Alien Covenant in general. They took them down straight away, but I think they then put them back up as an album. every single person has an alien in them. Nothing is meant by it. It's just marketing. So just wanted to quickly say that.
They took them down because people. I saw when they originally posted the Daniels one.
People went mental,
and that got like a
saying you
huge
just spoiled
backlash.
it. Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Why'd you spoil it? Why would you post that?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, really? Like that's not even.
Yeah.
Obviously, they wouldn't put something like that. I mean, come on, guys.
I mean, they're not that stupid, though. You know.
Yeah. Well, they aren't that dumb, but they have done dumb things in the past, like AVPR, stuff like that.
But you mean the best AVP? Come on.
No. All right, let's get out of here before we get a million dislikes, because there are people that do love that movie. So,
let's go. Lego.
Let's talk about a good movie. Let's talk about a good aliens movie. So,
jeez.
The main topic of this episode is discussing our thoughts on the James Cameron Aliens film from 1986, and then obviously the special edition and all the subsequent material that was coming at us from Aliens. So, Mr. H, what are your general thoughts on the movie? Like, going back, have you seen it recently? Anything like that?
Love it. It was actually the film that introduced me to the Alien franchise. So, I absolutely love Aliens without a just unbridled passion. I think it's an incredible film. From the introduction to the colonial marines, just to the open world kind of aesthetic that Cameron was able to introduce. Brilliant. Absolutely incredible film. I can't remember the last time I watched it. I think it was probably about a month ago now. But yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. The throwaway lines that open up the universe and also just make it feel lived in. There's just none of this. I mean, I did a video on the Arcturians. And how it is a throwaway line, but it's those kind of throwaway lines that make you go, "Oh, these people live in this universe." They live and they breathe this universe. Not just it's just not nonsense for the sake of nonsense. They're saying things because they mean it. So yeah, it was good. I love Aliens. Superb film. Okay,
Michael, general thoughts on Aliens? I know I introduced you to the movies.
Yes, I want to just say, Nick, thank you for blessing my life. Aliens is. It's a fantastic movie. James Cameron did something really that not many people can do, is get the original and make a sequel that is just as good or even better. Copies the same kind of aesthetics and feel from the first Alien, but that improves upon it, makes an action movie that is probably, I would say, one of the best of all time. He also gets these characters that are just that work so well together, that are all very interesting, from the colonial marines to improving on Sigourney Weaver's character, Ripley, and just making her even more of a badass. Because although in Alien I thought she was great, because it's kind of like this birth of this badass character, but I find in Aliens is when you really see her flourish and become a badass, to literally like fighting an alien queen at the end. Like, oh my gosh. And then also how the movie like H was saying, expands the lore significantly, from the throwaway lines to even, incorporating the alien queen, the writing, the action sequences. I honestly think all around Aliens is it's a solid movie.
So what do you guys think about, this is a topic of debate when people are talking about the universe in general. A lot of people resent Aliens for quote-unquote dumbing down the xenomorphs to just making them ants or something like that. Like, what do you guys feel about that? Like, Mr. H, what do you think about that mentality? Like, people saying, well, they turned Giger's beast into just ants or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that and seen it on numerous ones of my videos, and your videos, and just generally around the internet. I don't think they dumbed it down at all. If anything, they opened it up. Now you've got, there's nothing to say that the alien doesn't work in both perspectives. You have the original alien, the big chap, who was intelligent by itself. And as much as people believe egg morphing is canon, it's not at present. It's not. It's not at present. Fox removed it for a reason. They may include it in Covenant. Who knows? But you have the functionality, the intelligence, the primal stalking nature of the big chap. That's still canon. And then Cameron introduced the way the warriors functioned as a hive, intelligently working together as swarms. But then also being controlled or compelled, should we say, by this extremely intelligent and almost like malevolent beast, the alien queen. So I think just to say that they've dumbed it down and compare them to ants really does it a massive disjustice, because it's not a case of dumbing it down. If anything, it's opening it up even more, because the first movie is still canon. So the way the drone or a soul alien functions just by itself is still very much a thing. They just function more as a group, more as a whole within the hive. So both things are canon. I think it was great, and I think that argument is a bit, I don't know, I don't think you can't intelligently put across that argument in a way that makes an awful lot of sense, because if you put across that argument, you are yourself as a fan discounting the fact that Alien even existed, because you're saying that that's the only canon now, which is not true. They both function, both the aliens function within their different roles, when they have a different environment around them and other aliens. So that's my 2 cents worth.
I think that it's kind of dumb too, because it's just such a different movie. Obviously, a lot of people, another complaint is too how, oh well, the alien is so easy to kill in the second movie. It's well, duh. I mean, you have trained military personnel with machine guns that have exploding ammunition. Obviously, they're gonna tear through these aliens. But we see that even with all of their weapons, they still get outsmarted and beaten by the alien in the end. There's a lot of James Cameron wanted to implore a lot of Vietnam War kind of allegories. How you have this technologically superior unit go in and then get defeated by basically nothing, pretty much, just a really basic kind of creature. And I think that it makes sense, because obviously in the first Alien they didn't have guns or anything like that. They just had basically a flamethrower and a cattle prod.
Well, yeah,
and
exactly.
Then Aliens, you send in Marines and stuff. I mean, they didn't introduce anything that wouldn't make sense. I mean, if the crew of the Nostromo had a bunch of pulse rifles, do you not think that they would have shot at the alien and killed it a lot quicker? Of course they would. If they were, if they were military trained, of course they would. I don't understand. Everything that was introduced to the universe made sense within the context of the universe and the way it's introduced. So people's arguments, about those things are, you're welcome to your opinion. I'm not saying that at all, but they're not well thought out. But
arguments.
That's wrong.
No. I'm not saying that. I just don't think they're well thought out arguments. And it's much like with anything. You can say, you can have your opinion and as a blind fan of a movie, but at least think about it first.
I think another thing that I like about Aliens is how they do expand a lot of the stuff in the mythology. Introducing the Colonial Marines, that's something that people, still love today. It's such a big part of the franchise, and cosplay and the video games and everything, and the AVP stuff. And the idea of the Queen alien too. People don't realize that Ridley Scott actually really likes the Queen. He really likes the idea that what James Cameron did. He said in interviews recently, I think he did an interview, I want to say in January, where he was talking about Covenant. He's like, oh yeah, obviously James Cameron did the second movie, and I loved it. I loved what he did with it, and what he did with the Queen and everything. And it's people don't understand. They're like, oh, Ridley Scott didn't like the Queen. He hates the Queen. It's no.
He co-signed it.
I think even H.R. Giger actually liked the Queen too. I want to say there was an interview where he's like, I like the feminine qualities of it and stuff. It kind of, obviously he wasn't involved with the design of it. I think that was Stan Winston, right? He did the Queen alien and kind of created that. Yeah, so I don't know. People want to complain, but on a lighter note, what was the best aspect of Aliens to you? Like a favorite character, or a moment of the movie? Mr. H, what do you think?
What in kind of favorite scene, or
favorite character, favorite moment from the movie or something?
See,
choose wisely, my friend.
Yeah, I know. Oh God, it's too difficult to choose a specifically favorite one. Scenes that stick out to me probably don't stick out for a whole bunch of people, but it's actually the scenes with Vasquez. Yeah. I think those scenes are awesome. Especially when they're setting up the smart, the smart guns, and they're kind of going through the motions. Again, what a badass character. Great scene, great scenes. And Hicks, awesome.
Why was he killed off in Alien 3 like that? I was like, come on.
Yeah, that was a shame. Yeah, I mean, that was a shame. But I mean, he's such a great actor as well. I don't think he's in anything now, is he? He's not really done anything at all. But
no, I think he's. Well, was he in something? I feel like he was in like a TV show or something recently. That was it. But...
I don't know. But I mean, he was such a good character. Again, just he embodied, that character and portrayed it so well. But again, they all did. So it's hard for me to pick out a favorite character because you've got, like I said, Vasquez, awesome. Their death scene with so good, so good.
I do want to say too, like obviously, rest in peace to Bill Paxton, Hudson, such an iconic character. I mean that really, without Hudson, it wouldn't have been Aliens. I think there would have been such a difference in the movie and the iconic sequences that he's in and stuff. I always loved Hudson's character. I was so sad when I first saw the movie. I was a kid or something. I was like, why did he die? Like, goddamn, like, it was such a shame, like, losing his character. I think he was great, and, I can't believe that he's gone still. I still can't believe that Bill Paxton's gone. That's just such a crazy thing for me to even think about, because the night before it was announced, Michael and I were watching Predator 2, and he's in that as...
yeah, man.
So, it's... Michael, what about you? What are some of the things that stick out to you about Aliens?
We actually talked about this specific question recently. I think it was on HN Movies. That's going to come out this week. Spoilers. Anyway.
Well, last week.
Yeah. Actually, one of my favorite scenes is in the extended edition, or the special edition, and that's with Ripley and when she figures out her daughter passed away.
Yeah. I
really like that scene because it really provides like a whole kind of emotional level for why she feels so attached to Newt. And I just really liked her performance in that scene. That's one of them. And as H mentioned, like Vasquez is also one of my favorite characters. Like she is a total badass. All of her scenes are awesome. And probably another one is Bill Paxton when he's giving the ultimate badass speech.
Yeah. So good.
The interesting thing about the scene that you mentioned too with Ripley finding out about her daughter's fate, that wasn't even in the movie for like years.
I know.
They cut that out. I'm
like, what? Why?
People never knew about that actually being a thing, and that was the thing that was funny is that Sigourney didn't know that wasn't actually in the theatrical version, and she was like so upset in interviews afterwards because she said that she based her whole character on that scene, like that was like the catalyst for her whole performance or whatever, just the motif of the mother-daughter relationship in the movie. So I can't believe they cut that, but it's a great scene. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I was wondering. Like that's such a important scene for the character. Like why she would care for this little child apart from just like trying to help her, obviously.
Okay, so final thoughts on Aliens. It's an amazing movie. It's definitely a masterpiece in my eyes. I mean, it still holds up perfectly to this day. I don't think any movie is, there's so many movies that it is superior to in terms of like the pacing, the action, just amazing stuff. The miniature work, and it's just stuff that you'll never be able to like emulate today. I think in that movie, it's just so good. Mr. H, any final thoughts on the movie before we get out of here?
Yeah, no, I mean they what is the phrase? Captured lightning in a bottle.
Exactly.
You're not gonna, you can't recapture that. A whole bunch of people say James Cameron should return to the franchise. No, he shouldn't. He's never going to be able to replicate that, and I think even if he's been honest with himself, he won't ever be able to. And he'd agree with it. So it's a great film. If you haven't watched it, you must watch it. You have to see the film. It opens up so much, and to me, it's actually my favourite Alien film. So you have to see it.
There's two types of people:
so
Alien or Aliens.
It's true. There's only two types of people, man.
Well, look, I saw it first, so I have to be a little bit biased. That's my that's my kind of get out of jail card on that.
I'm always partial to Aliens because I love the idea of the colonial marines and that sort of thing. Which they obviously inspired the Halo games too.
The inspirations are so clear.
Yeah. So, all right. So I think that wraps up our discussion on Aliens. Definitely go check it out. Go watch it every day, actually, like I do. But moving on to our final segment, we have our viewer questions portion of the episode. So. Thank you all for submitting these and waiting patiently for us to answer them with the hashtag AskAVP Underworld. So the first question comes to us from Marco Marino. He says, Is the Rage War trilogy along with the Alien books considered canon or not? Mr. H, do you have an answer for this one?
I actually don't have an
Rage
answer
War.
for this one, I'm afraid.
Well,
I think,
actually, I have. I'm sorry, I don't have the answer.
Okay, wow. I know. What's that? You know the canon status or not?
I have no idea. I haven't really. I'm not too familiar with the books. I'm only familiar with the movies.
The thing is with Fox and the way they canon, their properties at the moment. I wouldn't consider anything canon as yet, because I mean a whole bunch of people don't believe that Fire and Stone is currently canon, but I mean Fox did say it was canon, so again they everything's kind of a little bit blurry. If it's officially licensed by Fox, take it with a pinch of salt that it's going to be canon. That is what I would say.
I'm not sure, to be honest, about whether this is canon or not. And honestly, the word canon, when talking about the Alien and Predator franchises, is kind of so up in the air because Fox has never officially released, okay, what is the exact timeline of things? Like, they keep saying, oh, well, Fox is behind this or that or the other, but really, I don't know. The way I see it is that, like, it's whatever your canon is, like, in your heart. If you believe hard enough, it is canon.
Believe in it, Nick. We're gonna pull that.
But I know that there is there is a trilogy of Alien novels that is supposedly canon. I think it's one of them was River of Pain. I think, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, River of Pain. I think Out of the Shadows was one too. So those ones are canon as far as I understand. But like I said, the word canon is just played so fast and loose. Who knows what is and isn't? So we'll just have to ask Fox about it, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
and our many email discussions with them, because apparently we're in there.
I'll be sure to ask him at some point.
Yeah.
But next question is coming us from Steel1974. He says, do you think we'll ever get another AVP video game on next-gen consoles, or even a Predator or Alien game, not another Colonial Marines? Michael, would you like to see another Alien or AVP game on next-gen?
Yes, I think I would love to see that because of obviously this new hype of the new Alien movies like Covenant and the other 6 hopefully that are going to be on the way. I think it would be a good idea. I think the community would like them. Nick, if I'm not mistaken, you're a pretty big fan of the old ones, and they're pretty decent in terms of quality, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I still play AVP 2010 to this day on Steam, so...
Yeah, so I think, why not? It's been a while since the last one.
Okay, Mr. H, what do you want to see? A Predator solo game? A AVP game?
Well, I mean, they held off on allowing the developers to make an AVP game, didn't they? Fox specifically said we don't want to confuse people at the moment. Which I mean, Fox, we're not all that stupid. Come on, man. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I want to see another AVP game, but not in the vein of the 2010 one. I'm a massive fan of AVP and AVP 2. I call them the original, but they're the original PC games. They're incredible, so good. So I mean, I want to see either a remaster of that or a continuation of AVP 2. It wasn't massively left on a cliffhanger, but you could continue that storyline, or a remake of Concrete Jungle, the Predator game, because that could be easily remastered or remade for next gen. And they could actually do it some justice, because I mean, I love that game. I did a video on it. I think it's an incredible game, but I mean, the controls, the camera angles were way glitchy, and it was pretty painful to play at some points in time. So they could easily do that. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to see a Predator game, like a third person. Well, I guess you could switch between third and first person, but yeah, that'd be really cool. Like a game that was just sort of open world, whether it was in the city or a jungle area or something like that. That'd be awesome, I think. But those are my thoughts. Moving on, Paul Estrada says, do you guys think we'll go back to Earth in a future film? I'm thinking of the alternate ending to Resurrection. Is that film canon? Mr. H, what's up with that?
What is the film canon? Is that the question? Well, I mean, the film's canon.
He says, is it canon? Like, will we go back to Earth in that universe?
I mean, I don't know if they've got any plans to continue past where the original films went to. What I want to see, and what I hope Ridley is going to do, is that they get to where Alien is timeline wise, and then they just tell a different story within that same timeline, but set off to one side. I think that would be awesome. Do I think we'll go back to Earth in a future film? I wouldn't like to, in honesty. Earth just serves to kind of shrink the story, and the universe a little bit. In the realms of Alien anyway, because Alien's so expansive. I mean, you're in massive outer space, so why would you go back to Earth? Unless it was just like a fleeting visit, then yeah, sure, I guess.
Okay, Michael, you want to see an Alien film set on Earth?
I think I would like to, at least partially, just a little bit. I haven't seen Resurrection, but I think I've heard you guys talk about them going to Earth in that one, if I'm not mistaken.
They do go to Earth in the alternate ending, yes, yeah.
Okay,
So,
I'm assuming it wasn't that great, eh?
People think of it as an Elseworld, that movie, so...
Okay, then I wouldn't mind seeing a solid story maybe set on Earth. Like H said, maybe alongside of Alien, seeing the crew maybe getting ready to leave and whatnot, and then some other story on Earth being set. I'm not too sure. But I think I'd be down for it at least.
With that said, that does bring us to the end of this episode, so thank you all for checking out AVP Underworld episode 6, and if you want to get your questions answered next time, just drop them down below with the hashtag AskAVPUnderworld. I think next episode we're going to be discussing Alien 3, and hopefully we'll have a special guest who's quite interested in some of the early drafts of that movie, so be sure to stay tuned for that one. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Twitter at who's_Nick, and then of course on the Hybrid Network YouTube channel. Mr. H, where can people find you?
Well, I'm on Mr. H Reviews on YouTube and Mr. H Reviews on Twitter. I don't have anything else. So
Instagram.
No, I don't have it. Like I don't use it. People message me on there, but I don't really do anything on there. So don't find me on Instagram. Well, look, man, I've got a MySpace, but no one's on MySpace anymore. So I think I'm
that poor old website.
Just at Mr. H Reviews on Twitter. I am active on Twitter. In fact, I just posted out my limited edition Gears of War statue today. So
that was really cool, by the way. I was going to mention that.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Michael, where can the people find you on social media and YouTubes?
You guys can find me at Farewell34 over on my YouTube channel, as well on the Hybrid Network, and also on Twitter and Instagram at Farewell34.
Alright, awesome. So, with that said, we'll catch you guys next time.
Take care.
Peace.